Dumelang, Tsibinki. Welcome to another fire episode of the Mobile School Podcast. A lot of people have been asking, yo, where have you been? Where have you been? And when I say a lot of people, I'm talking about myself. I've been asking myself, like, when am I going to do that video? But yeah, remember, do not like, do not subscribe, do not share, nobody cares. So today I want to talk about distractions that are happening online that you should be careful of. Because I think a lot of people are now getting most of their information on social media. So it could be a tweet, it could be a journalist that you trust, it could be a group of people that you believe like they're doing good work in this country by just exposing like criminal activities. But the truth of the matter is you also need to be careful of distractions and trusting one source. Because the danger of trusting one source is that you end up being easily manipulated by one person. So I'll just give you a simple example of the distractions that I'm talking about. For instance, right now, there's Griselda Lewis, she's a journalist and she's been covering the issue in Tembisa when it comes to illegal mining. And a lot of people have been praising her work, like, yo, thank you for going into these spaces that we haven't been able to see. She went there with her camera woman. I'm so sorry, I forgot your name. She actually sent out a tweet to thank you. I'll make sure that I put your picture in this. But both of them have been just giving us enough information to make up our own mind regarding the issue and being there to show us what's really happening. Jiggy Jiggy, the Manosphere ya South Africa, the Domkopo, they start talking about, oh yeah, remember she called us xenophobic last week. Why didn't she go there with the cameras when these Basotho people were raping? And now she's trying to tell us about other things that we don't care about. Those are small distractions where you'll have one person just changing the narrative because they have a personal issue with it. Like her saying South African men that think rape is a result of open borders are idiots, because a lot of people get raped by their partners who are South African. That's not being xenophobic. That's a fact. So you are xenophobic by saying, oh, look at these Basotho people are raping our women. First of all, they are not your women. You don't own any women in this country. South African men rape more women than those 20 Basotho migrants do. Actually, right now, if you are next to a woman, ask her when was the last time she got raped. Every woman has a rape story. Ask her when she got raped or when she almost got raped, and there's a 9 out of 10 chance it was with a South African man. So stop with that thing that all migrants and open borders are a result of the high increase of gender-based violence and rape. That's the first example where you get distracted easily when it comes to social media and how you get your news. The second one, always be careful when the US starts telling you about some guy in sandals that they bombed. As soon as you see one of the American presidents that's saying like that movie shit, like, we got him, America, we got him, we took out the second most wanted man in the world in Afghanistan, we bombed him. They're distracting you from a whole lot of shit. They're distracting you from the fact that they're dealing with a recession that they do not want to acknowledge, that it was caused by them printing too much money. I'm not an economist, but I know what happened to Zimbabwe when they had like hyperinflation was because the government just kept printing out money, and then it made their currency worthless. But those are things that a lot of people don't want to talk about, and you have PR companies that would like to distract you from a whole lot of things. So we've seen it also in our WhatsApp groups, because it even gets to that point where somebody in a WhatsApp group will just take a headline that they saw on Facebook, that they saw on Twitter, screen grab it and send it in a group, and would want to debate based on just the headline. Like, oh, you see, this is what I meant. And like when you read the article, you realize the article does have that, because one thing we also need to understand, we don't have journalists anymore. We have people that have personal messages that they have to spread around based on who makes them more money. So if you look at a lot of South African media companies on social media, they all talking about what happened on Twitter last week. It's never investigative, it's nothing. It's based on So a Twitter user 72.5 Tapelo said President Mbeki is a liar. Is President Mbeki a liar? Like, yo, bro, where's your political journalist? Get political journalists. Get people who are studying international relations, who are going to break it down. Like, we've become so lazy, and the clickbaity way the media is still saying is pushing is just making things worse. That's why you have somebody who can say, I have files. Allegedly, so and so gets money from this person in parliament. Like right now, there's this narrative that a lot of politicians and a lot of police people are making money from the Zamazama situation. That's why they have not done anything. True as that it might be true, it might be false, but it's the job of journalists to investigate, isn't it? Isn't it? These motherfuckers get into these mines that they used to work for, and then they got closed down and they got retrenched, and they're like, oh man, there's still some gold we can go get. Where does that gold go to? You need to ask yourself these questions. Like, okay, so they go in there and then they do their machines, they separate the gold and they sell it. To whom? Let's ask ourselves these questions, because we get easily distracted. Let's not get distracted at all, guys. Like, every time you read an article or you see a headline or you see somebody say something, if you're on your phone on Twitter, you can easily go on Google and Google, find out. Follow that person on social media. They're probably gonna release a statement saying this is false, this is true, please give us some time, and then you make up your own mind. But this thing of like retweeting stuff and just adding like your comments so you can get your likes, I get it. That's how the social media operates. They understand that as soon as you get that notification that somebody liked your comment, it triggers like this happiness chemical in your brain, something. But there's a trigger chemical that goes off in your brain, and you start thinking, oh, maybe I should do this, because it's like crack or cocaine. Not that I've done those things, but I read somewhere that they trigger that and you keep chasing the high, and that's what happens with likes and retweets. But look, man, this is not even about all these things, but it's about distraction. And do not be distracted into thinking this is a podcast. No, guys, I'm an independent TED Talk. I've been saying I'm an independent TED Talk. Habash.